Yo, what's good? It's Mastermind MMA, and this video is going to be on Daniel Cormier and him coming out on UFC on Fox and him talking about Jon and, this whole thing that happened. Now, I know a lot of you guys saw my thoughts on Daniel Cormier post 214 video I did, and I did my thoughts on Johnny popping for steroids. So check the Jon Jones video out because that's new. I think I dropped that yesterday. And man, I didn't think I was going to be here. And in my DC video, I was talking about, with all this kind of wrapped up, I don't think I'm going to be talking about DC that much, when he gets in his fight. When he's relevant, we'll be talking to him, but I don't see us talking too much about him, how we were in the forefront. And here we are, like shit never changed. And now, honestly, you guys know how I feel about DC and how I felt about DC. But Jon Jones gave me no other option but to have to respect DC, to have to acknowledge DC as possibly the number one talent in the division. And thanks to Jon Jones, I have to possibly acknowledge DC as the real champion. Now, if you guys know me, you know how much this hurts for me to say. And ironic enough, when Jon Jones popped, I dropped, but before he popped, the day that he popped, I did a podcast episode. Go check that out. And in that podcast, I did a new intro. And the new intro had Johnny Bones finishing DC. And I had a song on that. I played the whole finish, and then that was like the intro. I was going to make that my new intro, but, it's not that this deterred me from it, but YouTube and their motherfucking copyright bullshit, I don't understand how it works. I don't understand what's fair use. I don't know how these other motherfuckers are using videos and shit, and I thought it's like a timeline. Anyway, I'm not going to get into all that, but I remember watching that, having that as the intro, and I was like, yeah, man, fuck yeah. The comeback. He came back. Like, you know what I mean? I was thinking that, like, hell yeah, man. And I was watching that finish again. I was like, oh yeah, all that shit you're talking DC. I was enjoying it. I was enjoying watching that again. And then a few hours later, I get comments saying Johnny Jones popped. Like, Jon Jones. I'm like, no. And then I read the shit. Wait to see if this shit is like for real and not troll shit because of how unbelievable it is. And as the days went by, things just got confirmed. The steroids, the time the test was taken, administered, all that was true. He failed the weigh-in test for an anabolic steroid. And how do you explain that? So we're dealing with this, but in a different situation, because now it's like, all right, before that, all that Jon Jones was disqualified from competition, as DC likes to say, for other outside the octagon shit. Everything was outside the octagon. We're like, this guy is a fuck up everywhere else except for in the cage. Even the UFC 200 things were like, all right, he had the dick pill excuse. We'll let you slide. We'll let you rock. But how do you explain this? How? Unless you were set up and fully prove you were set up and have consequences to the person that set you up, I don't think even if you're partially exonerated, like how last time and negligent, dude, the legacy is killed. And that's coming from someone who views Jon Jones as my favorite fighter. And that's coming from just being real and being objective. Because especially since he hasn't come out and he hasn't given any more information, even if I want to believe he never did steroids, I don't know how it got in his blood. I don't have anything else to go off of. And say they say it's a tainted supplement. Well, what motherfucking supplements are you taking, my man? Then you just can't take supplements at that point. And if it is tainted supplement, why is it only happening to you so often? What supplement are you taking? What supplement provider are you getting from that doesn't clean their machines? And, you know, this stuff keeps coming in. But even if you're exonerated, man, you should, unless you fully prove that someone has been tampering with your samples, with the A sample or B sample or whatever, it's gonna be hard as a Jon Jones fan to get him back to where he was. Because after UFC 214, I don't care, but the vibe and energy that I was getting, I always had him as pound for pound number one, but I think everyone put him like undeniable, like consensus pound for pound. And it's very rare you get a consensus pound for pound, because that's an all-time great. Your consensus pound for pound is in basketball was Jordan. You know, is LeBron now. Now it's a little more debatable because you got other players. So, you know, when Jordan was king, he was king. Now, Jon Jones was king, but our king popped. And now it's like, how do you even put him? Before, when the argument was between DJ and Jon Jones, who was pound for pound, we could argue resume. Now, if in strength of schedule. Now, if you were to argue with anybody who is pound for pound number one, and you say Jon Jones versus Demetrius Johnson, someone saying for DJ, all they have to say is DJ never popped. And then they won the argument. Straight up. Regardless how many Hall of Famers Jon Jones took out, regardless of how many essentially not as impressive competition DJ took out, DJ's got the edge because he never popped. And I'm getting a phone call. And I don't even think that DJ really is pound for pound, because I don't believe his skills translate past weight classes. But he is extremely talented, and his schedule and his resume speaks for himself. So boom, we kind of lost our pound for pound, and the second pound for pound is a significant drop off. And yeah, man. So basically, with DC, I know this video is talking about DC. DC was coming out saying pretty simply, man, I can't say anything. I can't judge him. I don't know the situation. I don't know. He's entitled to due process, so I can't say too much until he goes through that. Essentially, he was on a boat. He sounded seasick. He said he was seasick. He sounded drunk, but I don't think he was drunk. I just think he was seasick as a motherfucker. And what can you say to that? I can't say anything wrong about DC in this moment. What I can say is that I respect DC for not taking shots at Jon when he can. When he really can kind of express his distaste with the approval of the fans, he's not doing that. Because fans will back him. Fans will 100% back him. So for the fact that he's reserving judgment publicly until things are said and done, I applaud that and I respect that. And It's just weird, man, because I mean, like, I'm happy we at least got to see the fight, because if another Jon Jones DC fight got canceled, I don't even know what I'd say. So I'm glad that we actually got to see the fight and actually got to see the result I wanted to see. But the fact that this happened, odds are it's overturned as a no contest if things stick. Even if he gets exonerated to the point where he would face minimum punishment, I still think it'll be overturned. I still think, I don't know what will happen to the belt, if they'll give it back to DC, which they probably would. So DC would be the UFC light heavyweight champion, and that sucks for his legacy, because look at how he got it both times. And none of those times, to be honest with you, were his fault. The first time I could get on his case because he was talking the way he was talking, knowing he lost to Jon. But this time, he was looking good and he was looking evenly matched with an alleged juiced Jon. So regardless of anything, this fight he popped for. So DC has, although technically he won the belt via getting knocked out in the history books, when you look at it, it just, I can't bag him for it, because it's not his fault. And he wasn't even asking for this. You know what I mean? Jon Jones and his team brought this upon himself, and he brought this upon us as his fans. So, I mean, dude, this shit is just tiring. It's annoying. It feels like we're right back to like UFC 197 time, where they're supposed to face. I don't even know what this does, dude. Like, I don't even know how this feels, because it feels like, oh, Jon might be gone, and this kind of rekindles the rivalry between the two of them. But to be honest with you, it's not that, because I don't think a Jones DC3 fixes anything. And I don't even think that's even a solution to anything. And we don't even know if Jon Jones' career is going to be over. Because what if they can't prove a tainted supplement? And what if he gets 4 years? And even if they could prove a tainted supplement, if he didn't report it and it's negligence, we're going to see another year or a 2-year suspension. So that's more time where Jon Jones is out the division. So, I mean, like, who's the next guy? Volkan Ozdemir? Like, is it going to be no time? Like, is that where we're at in this division? Oh, dude, and what hurts my heart, what hurts me so much, was they were going to do Jones-Stipe. They were going to do Jones-Stipe in December. Son of a bitch. We were going to get Jon Jones going up challenging for the heavyweight title this year. The end of this year. That's what they were looking at. So we're looking at Jones being I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm not even going to go down that path, because we're not going to get it. Or we might not get it. We're probably not going to get it. We're probably not going to get... I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just shitty, because we've been waiting a long time as fans for him to make his true comeback. That OSP fight, it was supposed to be a DC fight, so that didn't happen. Then 200, and then we waited all these years for that moment, and we got what we wanted, and then it's just like, all right, it doesn't count, and now we don't know where to go from here. And now we don't know. And as I said in the other video, dude, you're either juicing or you're getting set up. Dude, I'm such a big Jon Jones fan, but I'm not going to buy another tainted supplement excuse. I'm sorry, man. How many fucking tainted supplements are there? I can't believe that excuse. I can't. You're just insulting my intelligence at that point, if you're trying to tell me that. Honestly, man, as I've been saying, the only full liberation I could see is if someone's tampering with his shit and they can prove it. Other than that, man, I don't know. Off the top of my head right now, I can't think of any reason that could make sense that's not sketchy. That anabolic steroid, but the whole situation is sketchy because he was passing all these random tests, and the one test he knows he failed. Like, I don't know, man. Some shit is just a key piece of information is missing. Now, whether the variable is a devious variable, like someone's out to get him, I don't know, but something's just fishy, man. I don't know. I'm not saying anything, but I'm not saying, oh, he wouldn't do steroids or, oh, he would do steroids, but it just seems too fucking weird and fishy of a situation. And honestly, if someone wanted to come for Jon, that would be probably the best way to get him. But I'm not even going to I'm not going to entertain that because I'm not having any reason to believe that other than just kind of the trail of evidence that points to that. But I don't know, man. No more information's coming out. Once the B sample's tested, I'm sure it'll be the same shit. And then I guess we just wait. I don't know what goes on, man, but it sucks. I know right now we're all riding the high of McGregor Mayweather, but this, if some crazy shit happens, like if McGregor gets knocked out and then the boxing world is laughing at MMA, and come Monday, it'll be a very somber tone. If McGregor does well or he gets the knockout, this will just be kind of like a bipartisan thing that not many people are going to be at the forefront of thinking. But, I just think because of the hype of this week, we didn't really get to really feel the situation as the MMA world. So I don't know, man, but we did too, but we're not as affected because our mind is elsewhere. I don't know, man. Shit, man, respect to DC and the way he's handling the situation. Jon, I don't know. Like, I don't know, man. What can you say? What can you do? Really? Like, until this thing is figured out, I don't know. I don't even know, man. I don't know what to say. You already know. It's Mastermind MMA.